Going hostel is about experiencing culinary, culture, and adventure, especially hostels. I'm here to change America's misperception of hostels, that they are dark, dirty, dangerous, and full of hippies. Wrong. Hostels are incredible, ranging both sides of the spectrum. From sea-level cabanas to mountaintop castles, you never know what to expect. Hostels are all about fun, adventure, community, and most importantly, affordability. I start this journey off by flying into Costa Rica. Out of all the destinations in Central America, Liberia is the least expensive. I then travel north across the Nicaraguan border using public transportation at a cost of $6, arriving in San Juan del Sur for a total cost including a one-way ticket of $325. On this show, we explore the world of backpacking, using hostels as an affordable way to see the world on a budget, and always searching for the next great hostel. I'm going on global adventures, and you're coming with. We'll keep track of our expenses, and I'll show you the best way to save a buck. My travels will be documented by a film crew, but I'm on my own. I also have a saying, you have to lose yourself to find yourself. On this episode, we're starting in San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua, making our way south through Costa Rica, and we're going to finish our last stop in Panama City, Panama. We arrived at the southwest coast of Nicaragua. San Juan del Sur is 27 miles from the Costa Rican's northern border. It's known in the backpacking community for its incredible surf break and world-famous Sunday Fun Day. The Yahurdi Hostel is tucked way off the beaten path, but it's definitely worth the hike. This surf hostel is located on the spacious acre of land, right on the northern beach of the San Juan del Sur Bay. As soon as I walked in, I was greeted by the hostel owner, Chelly, who I could tell on first impression, he's a surfer first and hostel owner second. Where are you from?
From Venezuela, yeah.
Venezuela. What brought you to Nicaragua?
Surfing. This is my passion, yeah, that's why I'm here.
Chelly opened the hostel 7 years ago and has been operating it ever since. The cost to stay one night at the Yahurdi Hostel is $10.
The main thing to do here is about surfing, fishing, snorkeling, spear gun, some hiking, dirt bike, zip line is one of the good things to do around here.
There are so many activities to do in this hostel and in this town that I'm gonna need an entire weekend. After meeting Chelly, he offered to show me around. The first thing I noticed when I walked through the gates was the amazing pool, which is something I always look forward to coming off the road. When you find a hostel with a pool, you take advantage of it. The hostel is a 4,000 square foot, 2-story facility, which has 4 private sleeping rooms and 4 dormitories, with 40 total beds and 8 total bathrooms with warm water, and is always kept well maintained. What I like about Chelly's hostel is it's big, it's clean, and everybody there is friendly. As I looked around the lobby, I noticed there were plenty of surfboards, ping pong table, slack line, fitness area, a communal kitchen, and plenty of places to relax. After my long day of traveling, I was starving. I asked Chelly for some food recommendations around town. He had a couple suggestions for me.
Yeah, La Lancha is like a local restaurant in town.
Okay.
If not, you can check the Peruvian restaurant.
You may be wondering where I obtained this vehicle. Well, Chelly was generous enough to loan us his hostel truck. It's a Toyota Land Cruiser. They are illegal in the United States because of weight and emissions, but an absolute thrill to drive. This thing's a beast. Hola! Such friendly locals. Get some logusta, which is Spanish for lobster. Boom, we found it, La Lancha. It took a minute, but we found it. La Lancha. So seafood at La Lancha's is not an option because it is closed. So we found our second best option, Peruvian. I had never tasted Peruvian food, but I always enjoy trying new cuisine.
I like to make my food with a lot of love, patience.
Alfredo was a first-generation Peruvian living in Nicaragua, and he brought his food culture with him.
This one is one recipe of my grandma.
The popularity for Peruvian food is on the rise, which made it even more compelling for me to try. I'm taking it. That's what I'm getting. After explaining his menu to us, Alfredo self-cooked our meals in his small kitchen. Peruvian cuisine is very similar to Spanish food, with lots of corn, potatoes, rice, and meats. From my seat in the dining room, I could tell he was giving my lunch a little extra flair. After my first bite, I was right. As promised, I can taste the passion, and I can also taste fresh ginger. The pollo al sal is absolutely incredible. This traditional Peruvian meal in the United States would cost $20. $8.50. Amigo!
Hey, hermano.
It was delicious. Thank you very much. These hands are made for cooking.
Thank you, thank you.
God bless.
All right.
The day is ended here in San Juan del Sur, Nicaragua. In front of me, I've got the second largest Jesus in the world. Behind me, we've got a beautiful sunset over the Pacific. But our night's not ending. Our night's just beginning, because we've got a party going hostile style. The gathering was a release party for Chelly's surf line, Wander Dream. I had a great time getting to know some of the other backpackers from all over the world.
My name is Darren. I am from California. I've been here at Yahude Hostel for a little under a month now. What I love about this hostel is definitely the atmosphere. I've been to multiple hostels around here and no hostel matches the vibe of this hostel, and the layout of this hostel is amazing. The activities I like to do here in San Juan del Sur, trying the foods, going into town, meeting the people, meeting the locals. Chelly is a great surfer. They want lessons. They want to be taken to the beaches that are close. They come here for the vibe.
When you're backpacking, you take protein any way you can. Chelly offered to teach me how to surf, so we packed up our boards and we headed for the beach. I love being outside of the United States. Taking all these back windy gravel roads, I had no idea where we were going. Before you know it, we pop up over this hill, there's the Pacific, there's the beach, there's the surf. Absolutely incredible. Chelly took me to a place where he thought I might fit in, a place appropriately named Yankee Beach. It's secluded, it's peaceful, and it's absolutely charming. Yankee Beach is for professionals to go surfing. I am not a professional, but I went surfing. There's a term in surfing where it's called going over the falls, which means you're falling over the top. And I did that. There's one thing that I learned in Nicaragua in surfing. Make sure you can hold your breath longer than a minute. After a long day of surfing, Chelly gave me another great surprise. He offered to cook me his family's secret seafood recipe. I was finally going to get my fix. So we headed for the markets. Chelly took me to places that only locals know about. This fish market was as fresh as it gets, literally from the boat to the back of the store. Chelly offered to buy all of the food, but I suggested we split it 50-50. In total, it still only cost me $4 US. Back in the hostel while Chelly was preparing for the meal, I realized something was missing. We had plenty of snapper and fish eggs, but he told me if I wanted crab, I was going to have to catch it myself, right out in front of the hostel. Right when I stepped outside of the gates, I noticed some locals in the water starting to spear crab. I was having the time of my life, even though I was in crocodile-infested waters. I brought my catch to the kitchen and Chelly cooked it up alongside the rest of the seafood. Even though it risked me my life, it didn't cost me a thing. We had dinner with the rest of the guests at the hostel. Chelly's secret family recipe was incredible, especially with my added crab. After watching the sunset and looking at the stars, I decided to call it a night. After yesterday's activities of surfing and crab spearing, I decided to head into the mountains. Chelly offers guided ziplining tours with an expedition company that gives hostel guests a great discount.
So we're making our way east, just a couple miles outside the hostel to go ziplining. Carlos, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Brock with Going Hostel.
My guide at the ziplining course, they were so passionate about what they did, and they were just a ton of joy.
Hey, you know what I like about ziplining in Nicaragua? Everything.
Now, ziplining wouldn't usually excite me, whereas in the United States, everything is safe and there's really no risk. In Nicaragua, things aren't as heavily regulated, so ziplining in Central America is far more dangerous. And for a thrill seeker such as myself, that spells fun.
All right, I'm going 40 miles an hour and bouncing up and down. Now's a good time to remind you, this is your break.
The only thing to slow you down ziplining at 40 miles per hour is the leather glove on your hand. Now that's what I call a damn good time. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Brock.
Well, Chelly, I've absolutely enjoyed my time here in San Juan del Sur.
Of course, my pleasure. And I gotta give you something before you go.
What do you got here?
Chelly,
Chelly, I'm gonna hold that near and dear to me. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, brother. Thank you.
My time here at Chelly's Hostel has come to an end. I'm gonna do what I do best and just keep on moving. Let's go explore some more hostels. Last minute surprise, we made some friends last night and they're gonna be joining us going south.
Hi, I'm Jess.
Hi, Nick.
And we're from Quebec, Canada. We loved it here at Yaouré. We're heading down to Costa Rica and we're going to the Envision Music Festival in Uvita.
I said my goodbyes and I hit the road. As I left the hostel, I added up my expenses of everything. $30 for room and board, $8.50 for Peruvian, $4 for seafood, $15 for ziplining, $10 for gas in the hostel truck, and $30 for miscellaneous, for a grand total of $97.50 while staying at the hostel. To make my travel smooth, Chelly offered to have one of his employees give me a ride to the border. The hardest part about backpacking is always crossing borders. Here are some tips to help you get across. Always look out for the hustlers, and always keep your hand on your passport. This is your lifeline. Keep it on you at all times. At this particular border, here are the costs. You pay an exit tax out of Nicaragua at $8 US, then a stamp tax of $1 US, and an entrance fee of another $4 US into Costa Rica. Going through customs sounds scary, it sounds sketchy, but in all reality, it's just like going to the DMV in the United States.
This is an immigration form. Going Hostel tip. When you get to customs, march through the line, go to the front and request it. If not, you're gonna wait in line for 45 minutes and then realize you don't have the proper paperwork.
The officers there were very friendly upon my arrival. Once I got across the border, I no longer had transportation.
Once you get into Costa Rica, you got 3 options to go south. You can either hail a taxi, buy a bus ticket, which would be in the booth behind me, or 3, thumb it.
Public transportation can be found directly outside the customs office.
The bus ride from the border at Costa Rica to Liberia is far cry from a chicken bus. Definitely an upgrade. The ticket is $3.50 and the ride is 2 hours.
Jess, Nick, and I departed the bus in Liberia, but not before Jess gave me a solid lead on a cool hostel in Hako.
We suggest you to go to the Buddha House Hostel in Hako.
Yeah,
that's how it's called in
yes.
Hako. It seems very nice.
They were headed to Tamarindo, and I was heading another 150 miles south. The bus ticket from Liberia to Hako cost $3 US. It comes every half hour. When traveling, it's pretty common to find yourself in places where nobody speaks English, and this time it happened to be on the bus.
Looks like I got lost in translation. I got off my bus a little too soon. I've got to hoof it.
I knew I wasn't far from Hako. I just needed to keep heading south. Well, I've managed to get myself lost. You know what that means? I feel like I'm found. Life is all about growing, and when you step outside your comfort zone, you see the greatest results. 1, 2, 3, boom!
Holy shit!
Woohoo! Bam! Ah! Don't ever have expectations. It's what makes it fun. When I finally reached Hako, I made my way through town to find the hostel nicely hidden in plain sight on Main Street. Well, that was quite the hike, but we made it to the Buddha House here in Hako, Costa Rica. I'm gonna get changed because that was quite the trek. We'll be back. We're gonna find out what's going on and everything about this hostel. The Buddha House hostel has a similar beach community feel as the Huri, but was also a very sharp contrast. Much more boutique and quiet. Hako was the first town on the Central Coast to explode with tourist development and remains a major destination for backpackers and surfers. I've been told Hako's charm is not for everyone. The surfing is excellent, the restaurants and bars are generally great, and the nightlife can be a blast. As soon as I woke up in the morning, I decided to explore for breakfast. I found it at a nearby market where there was plenty of protein and produce to be found. I purchased the ingredients for a healthy breakfast. The total cost was $4 US. I then went back to the hostel and prepared a hearty meal for myself. There are 63 hostels in Hako, but Buddha House is my favorite. I'm not sure if it's because of the actual hostel or if it's because of Marciela being so incredibly friendly. What would you say the majority of the travelers coming here are?
Most are surfers because Hako has that as a priority here, and the rest is like the local people come for the weekends and like to relax and they follow the Buddha.
Yeah, follow the Buddha. After a quick interview, I took a tour with Marciela. She showed me what the Buddha House hostel had to offer. The hostel has 3 dorms with 5 beds at $12 US, 3 private rooms with AC for $30 US, 2 communal kitchens, a common area with Wi-Fi and computer, deep circular swimming pool, solar-powered hot water, and in-room security safes.
We just wrapped up a tour of the hostel here at Buddha House. Now it's time to go do something I thoroughly enjoy called canyoning.
Miner owns La Roca Central Pacific Guide Service. Canyoning is a sport I fell in love with in Interlaken, Switzerland a decade earlier. The sport consists of being dropped off at the base of a mountain, hiking your way to the top, then making your way down a river using any means to get there. Rappelling, climbing, sliding, jumping, and diving. The sport isn't the most well-known, but sometimes the coolest things in life are the best-kept secrets. With the Buddha House hostel discount, canyoning cost me $60 US.
Miner, thank you so much. We had an absolute blast. I'm heading back now to the Buddha House hostel, get a change of clothes, and I'm heading to San Jose to check out another hostel.
I added up everything it cost to stay at the Buddha House. $18 for a bed, $60 to go canyoning, $40 for groceries, and $20 for miscellaneous, for a grand total of $104 US.
I just got off the bus here in San Jose. On the way here, I got a lead on a hostel in Puerto Viejo, so I'm buying a bus ticket and I'm actually gonna head there now.
I purchased an indirect bus ticket towards Puerto Viejo for $3.50. 60 miles southeast of San Jose, I hopped off the bus to stretch my legs. I saw a guy who had some wheel problems with his motorcycle. With my background of growing up on a farm, I felt obligated to help him out. Soon he was back on the road, and so was I. As the bus neared the city of Limon, known for its huge cruise ships and shipping barges, the surroundings changed dramatically, from rugged mountain terrain to a tropical Caribbean environment. I was getting hungry and also looking for some excitement. I hit 2 birds with 1 stone on my next stop, an affordable restaurant with a cliff diving platform just feet from the patio. The lunch cost me $5 US, but the cliff diving was totally free.
The food was amazing and the cliff diving was epic.
Excellent.
What's the name of your restaurant?
El Costa.
Stop on by if you're on your way from San Jose to Puerto Viejo. Stop in.
After I enjoyed some cliff diving, it took me only 5 minutes to grab another bus directly to Puerto Viejo.
We made it to Puerto Viejo, a beautiful beach community. I'm on my way to the Lazy Loft Hostel. It's a few blocks away.
I added up what it cost me to get to the Lazy Loft Hostel from Hako. $9, which included all 3 buses, $5 for lunch, $0 to go cliff diving, for a grand total of $14 US. I was greeted by Jess, a backpacker who was temporarily managing the hostel while on her travels.
Hi, I'm Jess.
One of the unique features to hostels is the opportunity to work off your pay for lodging, which means if you decide to stay in a location for a few weeks or a few months, you can potentially get paid to work at the hostel to earn some extra money.
My name is Jess. I'm 26, from Sydney. I've been traveling currently for 7 months today, and I want to keep traveling for as long as I possibly can. We have dorm beds in the 8-bedroom for $10, $12 in the 6-bedroom, $25 private rooms, and a really big king-size room for $35. We have mixed bathrooms, so we've got shared bathrooms for the whole hostel with 2 showers and 3 toilets. We've got a great communal space, which we all have like our dinners at, so they can house like pretty much most of the hostel at once. Amazing balconies with ocean views. You can fit everyone out there, watch the bar, watch the ocean.
Jess was very enthusiastic and knowledgeable of the Lazy Loft in Puerto Viejo.
We've got beach party hostels like this one, boutique ones like Kinkajou, which are a couple of streets away. Really nice communal outdoor hostels like La Ruca, which is just down the road in the jungle a little bit more. And we're doing a big cook up there tonight. Actually, if you want to join.
Is that that's an invite?
Yeah.
Well, of course I'll
For
go
sure.
with you.
We are cooking fish tacos,
Ooh,
obviously,
my
when in the
favorite.
Caribbean.
Got me all excited. I'm excited to go explore the town, and I'm excited to have dinner tonight. I will be having dinner later tonight with Jess, but I need to hold myself over in the meantime with a snack.
So my recommendations for eating around here is Joe's Snack Point, right across the road.
Joe is a native Puerto Viejan, large in size and large in heart. His cooking is a Caribbean infusion that I didn't expect from his little kiosk-style restaurant. Jess was right about the friendly atmosphere in Puerto Viejo.
I feel like you get to this place and immediately you are accepted by the people, the nature, just the lifestyle. It's really comfortable. Everyone is super, super friendly here. There's locals that are integrating with travelers, and it's just amazing.
I took more of Jess's guidance and stopped down to meet the owner of Surf the Jungle, a snorkeling guide company a few blocks from the hostel.
I'm here with Misael. We're gonna go out and do something that's definitely local. We're gonna go snorkeling. Nice to meet you, Misael.
Nice to meet you. All right, so now we're gonna go to snorkeling to one of the most beautiful places in the Caribbean coast, Puerto Viejo.
Surf the Jungle.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Let's go, man.
I found a conch shell with a living creature in it, and I was very delicate with it. We are ambassadors to America, so everything we do reflects where we come from and who we are. Thanks so much for taking me out.
Man, pura vida, man.
Pura vida.
Pura vida.
I love that saying. He'll take you out and do whatever, scuba diving, snorkeling, surfing. He'll even climb up a tree and get a coconut for you. I've seen it with my own eyes.
Oh, well.
Jess and I are headed to La Ruca Hostel for a communal dinner. We stopped at the market along the way to bring our contribution to the meal.
I'm gonna grab a cheeky vino to offset my coconut.
All right, let's get some vino and let's get out of here.
Yeah.
We picked up ingredients for tacos and some wine. Jess and I split it 50-50 for a total cost spent at the market of $5. The La Ruca Hostel was full of characters from all over the world. The hostel was well known to me in my travels, but it was the first time I'd actually been there. Ready? All right.
That is perfect.
All right, we got drinks flowing, now let's go cut some food. I could see what all the hype was about, such an energetic and positive atmosphere. I poured wine and prepared dinner, and someone even concocted a coconut cocktail. The night ended with great conversation and new friends. Last night I had a communal dinner with Jess down here at La Ruca's hostel. It was so cool I wanted to stop back down. I actually met the owner last night, Dave. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. We have dorms, private rooms, price ranges $10 to $45 depending on what you're looking for. With a lot of cool people from all over the world.
Dave has actually said I could take one of the hostel bikes out for a cruise around town. Thank you.
Thank you.
We're gonna head out and check out this town on a bike.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. I met Raquel, a nice American girl from the state of Georgia. We rode bikes and talked. Ironically enough, her mother was from my hometown in Minnesota. The world really is incredibly small.
Thank you so much, Raquel, for showing me around town.
It's nice to meet you.
Yes. Well, I'm going to go back to the Lazy Love Hostel, get cleaned up. We're heading to Panama to find our next great hostel.
I added up what it cost me to stay at the Lazy Loft. $10 for a bed, $3.50 to eat at Joe's, $10 to go snorkeling, $5 for groceries at the market, $20 for miscellaneous, for a grand total of $48.50. After my stay at the Lazy Man Loft, I decided to head south. I departed Puerto Viejo on a direct bus to the Panama border. The cost, $3. I'm headed to an island where I've been told there's a very chill hostel that I need to see. I chose my route into Panama via the Sixiola border. My past experience has brought me through both the borders into Panama. I chose this particular border into Panama because it's the easiest. The other crossing at Paso Canoas is full of military presence, X-ray security, and strict enforcement, whereas this crossing is practically just a walk across an old bridge and a hand scan. The exit fee out of Costa Rica is $6, with a stamp tax of $1 and entrance fee into Panama of another $6. But all of the taxes are headed towards the same destination, Bocas del Toro, so just find one and get in. I arrived at the hub for water taxis at sundown, picked one, and made my way out to the darkening Caribbean. I would get to the hostel later that night, but I have to see exactly where I had arrived until sunup. I'm heading to a smaller island off of Bocas del Toro called Basamento. I woke up to paradise. The hostel is literally built right on top of the Caribbean. It's off the beaten path, but was full of other backpackers. So the hostel doesn't have a communal kitchen, but they do have a restaurant. So I'm gonna order some pancakes for breakfast, and they will be delivered right here to the patio. After breakfast, I met some beautiful girls from Argentina. We enjoyed some dock time swimming in the ocean right in front of Bubba's house.
Hi, I'm Agustina from Argentina and I'm 26 years old.
I'm Caroline from Argentina also. I'm 28.
My name is Vera, I'm 21 and I'm from Switzerland.
Hi, my name's Brennan, I'm 36 years old, I'm from Australia.
Bubba's hostel is so relaxed and the deck is so cool and the people.
What I like about Bubba's house is it's really chill. Get up in the morning and jump in the sea.
This hostel is one that really gives you a great example of why hostels are different than hotels. There's no parking lot, there are no roads, the only way in is by water taxi. This is the kind of property that only backpackers have access to. The real deal, off the beaten path hostel. This is Emmy, owner of the Bubba Hostel out here in the Basamentos Island. It's incredible.
Well, thank you.
Emmy is at a chill level that I someday hope to achieve.
We're a little bit more relaxed than the vibe in Bocas. People come here usually to enjoy the day, go surfing, diving, snorkeling, enjoy all the outdoor activities that we have here.
Bubba's house is an 1,800 square foot fully enclosed structure built right over the Caribbean. It has 34 beds in total. Some of them are private and some of them are not. They go from $15 a night for a dorm to $40 a night for private, both with AC. Each room has a toilet, and there is also a common area toilet. As far as plumbing goes, do you have hot water?
Unfortunately, no, we don't have any hot water here. It's quite warm. The water's not too cold coming out of the tap. Our guests are amazing. We get guests from all over the world. We meet people from every country there is, and the guests really make our day.
The hostel has its own restaurant located right out the back door just a few hundred feet away. Basamento does have a community, just one solo path right through what would be considered town. You've got something in store for me.
Sure.
What is that?
We were gonna go wake surfing behind the boat.
I love wake surfing. Nothing better than right off the dock and into the water for a wake surf session. All right, my time here at Bubba's house has come to an end. Had a ton of fun, all the water sports, but now I'm heading across the bay to go find the next great hostel. I added up my expenses for staying at Bubba's house. $15 for a bed, $6 for breakfast, $10 for miscellaneous, with a grand total of $31. It's easier to flag down a water taxi from Bubba's hostel than it is to get the attention of a regular taxi in my home city of Minneapolis. Soon enough, I was making my way across the bay to the island of Isla Solarte. I wasn't sure what to expect. I just enjoyed the ride over. As I walked up the steps, I thought I'd arrived at a 5-star resort, but in fact, Bambuta Lodge is a hostel. I spent the afternoon getting to know some of the other backpackers, relaxing, and also, I obviously had to give the 150-foot, 30-mile-per-hour water slide a try. Dan is the owner of a state-of-the-art, self-sufficient hostel on a private island. That's impressive for a person of any age, especially Dan, who is only 34.
We're 100% off-grid, so that means we're providing our own electricity, our own water, and our own septic. First, we have a huge solar system, and it is sufficient to run our place almost all the time. For rainwater, we have 3 massive tanks. They're 15,000 gallons each, and we filter all the water before they go into the tanks. We have a 3-stage filtration followed by UV filtration, so that's how we're able to offer all of our guests fresh, clean drinking water.
On behalf of Mother Earth, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bambuta Lodge is situated on a private island, with 2 large lodges housing most of the beds. It also has newly built private huts that are very upscale. The hostel has 58 beds in total. Dorms start at $16 a night, and privates start at $50 a night.
I will say this not because I'm biased and it's my place. We have easily the best food in all of Bocas.
I've heard about the restaurant and Bambuta Lodge all throughout Latin America. I'm ready to try it myself. Dan, what do you recommend?
So every night there's 4 options. One is always vegetarian or vegan, 1 meat plate, 1 fish plate or seafood plate, then we always have 1 cheap plate or inexpensive plate. How it works is all the guests have to sign up before 6:30, and then at 7:30 all the food comes out at the same time. It's called family style, but it's like having a dinner party every night.
The meal here lived up to its hype. It was absolutely incredible. Well, I've decided that I've had a long day. I'm actually gonna sleep here. We're waking up bright and early, and we're heading to a castle. I added up my total for staying at the Bambuta Lodge. $16 for a bed, $10 for dinner, and $20 for miscellaneous, for a grand total of staying at the Bambuta Lodge of $46 US. I was joined by other backpackers heading to Boquete. I've been told the mountainous town will surprise me. I haven't been told why yet, but I'm definitely curious. As I approached the town, I soon knew why. It wasn't what I expected to find in the mountains of Panama. Absolutely breathtaking. I also wasn't expecting the temperature change. Boquete is located in the highest elevation in Panama, which comes with a cooler climate. We went from hostels on an island to a hostel way up on top of a mountain that just happens to be a castle. Helga?
Welcome.
It's nice to meet you.
You
Heard
too.
a lot about you.
Thank you.
And this incredible place.
Yeah. Would you like to do a grand tour?
I'd love to. The castle was opened in December of 2016. That goes to show new hostels are opening all the time. Helga wouldn't give me an exact price, but with some research, I determined it was valued at well over $1 million. It is 3,000 square feet, located on an acre of land. It has 28 dorm beds and 4 private rooms, 36 beds in all. Dorm rooms cost $14 and the private rooms are $59. The hostel features panoramic views of the surrounding valley and mountainous peaks, millwork with attention to detail, and all of the last finishing touches to give the impression of being an actual castle, including a moat.
Okay, so this is the terrace.
No, this is an incredible view is what this is.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Well, that's a coffee plantation. And then we have the Volcan Baru. It's actually the reason why a lot of people come here.
That's a volcano.
Yep.
Right?
The highest peak in Panama also.
Helga, I'll be honest, this doesn't feel like Panama. This feels like a combination of Aspen, Napa Valley, and the Swiss Alps all rolled into one.
I know, it's a hidden gem. I had once at the beach, they should be in the mountains.
They
really.
should be. This is definitely a hidden gem. In the basement, you'll find a hot tub, bar, and a good-sized pool. After the tour, Helga had a surprise for me. Helga? Is that what I think it is?
Yeah, it's our very own rock climbing wall.
That's awesome. She introduced me to Joseph, who was there to belay me on the castle rock wall.
Hi, I'm Joseph Angeles. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Krakow, Poland. I volunteer here at the Bambuda Castle Hostel, and this is by far the best hostel I've ever stayed at. When Brock got here, I knew he was into extreme sports. So I set him up with Caesar and set him off to real rock climbing wall.
We have an actual rock wall on a mountain here in Panama.
I'm Cesar, I'm from Panama Rock Climbing Tours, and we're gonna show you a little bit of the real rock climbing in here.
It's a whole nother level.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
I'm an avid climber, so scaling the face of the mountain in Panama was something I thoroughly enjoyed, especially when being belayed by Caesar, who's Panama's first professional climber. Communal dinner is served the exact same way at the castle as it was at the lodge, in a communal setting but prepared by a chef. Now I've made some friends here today, so I'm going to join them for dinner.
I'm Jeff Stewart. I'm from Granite Bay, California. I'm 40 years old, and I rode to Bambuda Castle in Panama on my motorcycle. Each little hostel has their own personality. Hostels like this one, you know, it's people of all ages, but it's really nice, it's clean, and you definitely want to send your friends here to a place like this.
Every morning I take caffeine any way I can, whether it be from an energy drink or coffee. I don't know much about how either is made, but that's about to change. I'm getting a tour from one of the world's most renowned coffee experts. If you want to know about coffee, he'll teach you. So Wilford's gonna give us a tour around his coffee plantation. Wilford's such a nice guy, he'll give you the jacket right off his back. Proof I'm wearing it. Wilford was full of passion and information. Did you know that coffee is a fruit? Amazing. Now, does the caffeine come in the bean?
The caffeine coming in the pulp too.
So if I eat this will help me with some energy?
Yeah.
I need a whole handful. We spent some time trying the fruit before it's harvested.
Don't eat the flesh. The flesh is sour, so you squeeze it and suck it.
Whoa!
That's it.
Then, as he promised me earlier, he gave me a recreation of how a buyer would be given a sampling of his product they had flown in from far-off countries to purchase.
You smell the grounds like this. Check me out. Go to the next one, smell them like this. Then you smell this one last. Then when you put water in, I'll tell you what to do. You drink it.
All right, I'm gonna try this. One of the most sought-after coffees in the world does not come at a cheap price.
Sasa Coffee from Japan. He's selling that coffee for $1,000 a pound.
All right, Wilford, I learned a lot about coffee today, more than I've ever known. Thank you so much for giving us a tour around your plantation.
Welcome anytime.
I ended up my total for staying at the Bambuda Castle. $45 for rock climbing, $14 for a bed, $50 for a coffee tour, $10 for dinner, and $20 for miscellaneous, for a grand total for staying at the Bambuda Castle of $139 US. I hope you've all enjoyed this adventure as much as I have. It's been incredible. We visited some great hostels. As you can see, you never know what to expect. Join me next time on Going Hostel. As I made my way towards town, I tallied up the grand total. I traveled 880 miles, crossed 2 borders, went surfing, ziplining, a great big swing, canyoning, cliff diving, snorkeling, wake surfing, rock climbing, and a coffee tour. I visited 6 hostels and made countless new friends, including airfare out of Panama City. I spent in total $1,416. Where will we go on the next Going Hostel? Well, there are 192 countries in the world that have hostels. Pick one.